Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, hi, I'm Jaleesa, the alien in the room. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back my alien ally. Nice to have you here. Today's video, I'm sharing all about the things that I've learned from my 1 month of owning my own clothing line of my business. If you missed it, I pretty much launched November 8th. So yesterday actually made 1 month. But I felt like I had a lot to share, a lot to get off of my chest, and a lot of warnings for any new business owners out there if you want to follow a similar path as I am, or even if you just want to start your own business in general. These are some warnings or things that you should keep in mind, because I feel like I was blindsided by a little bit, a lot of it of what was happening in my store, in my business. So I'm gonna share that with you guys. Stay tuned. This month has been tough. I didn't expect the launch or even just the beginning stages to be so hectic. I'm gonna sip some rosé while we talk. And hey, look, it's my glass. You remember from, well, if you're new, you might not know, but these glasses were made during my Craft and Sip series. So if you want to go ahead and check out some cool DIYs, fashion related, home related, anything related, design, tech related, go ahead and check out my Craft and Sip series. This was super cheap DIY. Most of the things were from like the 99-cent store. I started my business about a month ago. I launched on November 8th. And today is now December 7th, so it's been a month and 1 day. You can still technically call it a month. And basically, if you want to know a little bit about me, I did have a business before starting this one. So I guess this is my second business. Second one, hopefully, is the charm. Hopefully we don't got to go to a third one. And I've been doing a lot of restructuring. First business was just selling Greek para for sororities. And technically it was only just one sorority because I was selling Greek para for AKAs only. I wasn't branching out into the other 3 sororities that are in the Divine Nine. Now, with this new business, any Greek clothing items that I produce are a part of a collection of the alien in the room, because being Greek is a part of who I am. You know, so, and being a lawyer is a part of who I am. So I do plan on coming out with some items for my fellow Black lawyers out there, or just, I mean, Black lawyers and just lawyers in general. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that my store kind of features every little aspect of who I am. And the rest of my store caters to pretty much anyone out there. If you are strange, or if you're weird, if you're different, if you're unique, that's the whole point of my business. I want to cater to you guys, and I want to make things that I want to wear, you know? Things that I actually feel like, yeah, this is really dope. This is different. You're not gonna find it anywhere else. That's the whole purpose of my store. One of the major things that I will say that I've learned from starting this business just 1 month ago is that there is a big difference between starting a fast fashion company versus starting a high fashion designer company. My vision for the Alien in the Room store, I guess, was mostly fast fashion. I think that's because that's what I find myself wearing most of the time. I just can't afford designer. Obviously, I'm broke. I can't afford designer. I pictured Alien in the Room store was somewhat similar to, I guess, Dolls Kill, something that you can possibly find in like Forever 21 or even in Dolls Kill. Like, if we were a brand in Dolls Kill, that'd be really cool. I never thought about that until just now. Dolls Kill, as you know, if you don't know, is one of my favorite stores, but it is kind of like a marketplace of different brands, because it's not that Dolls Kill just sells their own items. Dolls Kill sells a million other brands on their website. Yeah, maybe it's a license agreement. You are signing a license agreement, but they'll work with like Current Mood, they work with Rip and Dip, they work with, I can't think of any on the top of my head right now, but a bunch of different, Why Are You? They work with a bunch of different brands out there. What I realized about starting my own fast fashion company is how quickly I have to put out product. Okay, if you're thinking of starting a t-shirt business, I don't call mine a t-shirt business because I feel like it's a lot more than that. I'm calling it a clothing line, okay? It's a lot more special than just a t-shirt business, in my opinion, just to me at least. But if you're thinking of starting your own t-shirt line or t-shirt business or just your own clothing line, I realized that in order to keep your customers' intention, you have to consistently put out new products. And that's why when you go on Forever 21 and when you go on Fashion Nova and when you go on Dolls Kill, there's like new items being added to the store daily, weekly. And obviously it's a good thing when you're getting your products from China, Fashion Nova. But it's not just them. It's Instagram boutiques too. It's a lot of boutique owners out there. They're able to constantly have new product coming into the store because they're just getting it from China. They're not designing and making it themselves. And the thing is, I don't want to like knock anyone's hustle because I do think I like shopping from China as well. I like China stuff. And I don't know if I'm gonna actually venture out and incorporate some of that stuff into my own clothing line. But so far I've started out this precedent that I make everything myself, and that was the whole point of the business, to design everything myself, to design things that I want to see. So it might almost feel like cheating to put some things from AliExpress onto my own website. I go back and forth with it, but just stating Instagram boutiques, Fashion Nova, Forever 21, all those companies are able to do things at a much faster rate than I am because they are outsourcing and getting their products from other companies and other brands. And I can't. Or at the moment, I'm not. Back to the video. Because they're coming out consistently with designs that are copying high fashion designers. And it's a good thing if you're a Dolls Kill because you're a marketplace where you're selling other different brands. But when it's just you having to come up with every single design, it's going to be almost impossible to come up with new content or produce new products every week. Now I'm going to start sticking to maybe every month there's going to be new products added to the site. I haven't put a number on how many products. I just think that I need to set off a block schedule, a block of my time to really make new products so that the store has something new every month. Because what I find is that people will get tired of seeing the same things and they're not going to keep engaging with your store if there's not something new and relevant coming out all the time. I think it'll be really helpful if I find designs that are kind of pop culture related. So if anybody comes out with like a cool quote or phrase, then I definitely can go ahead and put that on a shirt, and that'll be really great to do. So like maybe like Hot Girl Summer was a thing. I obviously didn't open up in the summer, but I could have probably make a Hot Girl Summer shirt and that would have sold as well. So it's tricky at the same time to have to think of all the designs yourself, but maybe some pop culture references can help you out a little bit. Compared to high fashion designers, they can put out a collection every season. If you're thinking of a high fashion clothing line like a Dior, Gucci, whatever the case may be, you can put out stuff seasonally, and that takes a lot of stress off of you. That would just mean that you would have to just put out promotional items when the new season or when the new collection comes out. But for me, that means I have to keep putting out new content all the time. And you know, you never know when inspiration really hits. Like there could be days where I'm having an off day and I don't feel like I'm inspired to make a new item. I don't feel like I'm in the mood or have the creative juices going to create something new. So it's really tricky that you still have to push yourself to be consistent, just like how you would in blogging. You still have to push yourself to be consistent, but you have to make sure that you're not being sloppy either. You can't just put out something for the sake of putting it out. It has to still be creative and cool and unique, because that's what I'm going for. Along with new designs means new promotion. I think as bloggers, we romanticize the idea of putting out new content, and we put it out and we're just like, okay, great. Now 1 million people are going to view it. And we know that that's not the case. You have to constantly promote it. You have to constantly look for new viewers. And it's the same thing with this store. I have to constantly look for new customers, comment, hashtags. Oh, the hashtags kill me. But you know, you have to constantly promote new content, and I'm trying to make it so that when you see the same item maybe more than once, maybe the background is different. If you can see my Instagram, maybe I'll pop it up right here. The Alien in the Room Instagram, and well, the Shop Alien in the Room Instagram and the Greeks Instagram, I really tried to play around with the colors, the scheme. I really want to pull people in. So I don't want to just use like a basic white background. I tried to make them interesting each time that you see the item. That means that I have to make a lot of graphics. That cuts away time from making new designs, from filming and editing YouTube videos. And the way that I've set up my marketing plan, I plan to post 3 promotional items or 3 pictures a day. So 3 pictures for Shop Alien in the Room and 3 pictures for Freaks and Greeks. 3 plus 3, that's 6. 6 photos a day, right? 6 photos a day times the 30 days in a month. I have to make 90 interesting photos for 1 month. Just to pop back in, because as I was editing, I realized I kept saying 90 promotional photos, and it's not actually 90 total. It is 180 total, but it is 90 per Instagram page. So I guess I just have it in my mind 90, 90, 90. So I wasn't clear at that point. I mean 90 photos for each Instagram page. So I have to make 90 for the Shop Alien in the Room page, and I have to make 90 for the Greeks collection Instagram page. So that makes a total of 180 photos. That's a lot. Back to the video. And of course, when I'm now starting out, I would have to like really focus on making the full 90. But as time goes on, I can definitely reuse some of those photos. But 90 photos a month has to probably be the standard for 3 to 4 months. So until I really have a lot of photos that I can use a photo that I used last month, it'll still seem like it's new content to people. Because otherwise they're seeing the same items over and over. That won't work. Or the same items styled in the same way over and over. And people really need to have an idea of how to style an item differently. I need to block off time where I do those 90 photos, and then I actually need to schedule it and plan it out and map it out in an Instagram feed so it all looks nice and cohesive. So people see the feed and they're like, oh, I want to follow the shop. Let me see what she's doing. This is what I probably wish I knew before launching my store. I thought it would be a good idea to throw out a whole lot of products at once, because I really wanted you to feel like you were looking at a Forever 21 website or a Dolls Kill website where there's so many options, so many things to choose from. I get it, that's cool, but I feel like I could have hid a little bit of some of the products. Like, I didn't have to put out everything, because now when it's time to create new products every month, I really have to like get into this creative, inspirational spirit to come out with something new for you guys to have every month. I probably took about 2 months creating everything and waiting for samples too. So let's say a month or something. I took that much time to even come out with as much designs as I have on this website right now. So having to now operate the store and run the store properly, and then still put out new products, I'm losing time. You know, like there's not enough hours in the day to do all the promotional photos and promotional videos and do YouTube videos in general. And then still create new products for every month. Like, I wish I had saved some of those products and put them out like occasionally. And I think what I need to do is, when I'm thinking about a holiday, I need to plan that out more in advance. It's December right now. Maybe I can start thinking about Valentine's Day designs 2 months in advance, so that I have something when Valentine's Day comes around in January. I'm not like scrambling trying to think of what I want to make for next month. So it's really planning months in ahead that I didn't really take into consideration. Okay, let's talk about patience. Because, you know, as bloggers, we put out the blog post and we think it's gonna pop off, and when it doesn't, we get upset. And we think, oh man, this was all worth nothing. I stayed up late, did that all for nothing. And you have to be patient for the results, but I also have to be patient for customers. If you've ever worked retail, then you know. And especially when you're an entrepreneur, there's levels to this, okay? Because you're not only the sales associate, you are customer service, you are the boss. You've heard of all this before. You are every single thing in your business, and it's a lot. And even dealing with retail when you were just a sales associate was a lot to start with. Thankfully, I've had really nice customers for the most part. Everyone's been really nice to me. They like my stuff. They can't wait to buy. My Greek customers are some of my best customers because they really engage with me, and I love it. I love it. But sometimes, you know, certain Greeks can be a little petty. We're not going front. We can be a little petty. I know how we can get. The Alien in the Room store has people who are just different and unique, and maybe they range from 21 to my age now, or maybe 21 to 30s or something, maybe. But when it comes to the Greeks collection, I realized that is catering more so to people who have just become Greek. So neos, people who have just pledged, just crossed. And when it comes to that specific age group, they're not necessarily rolling in dough to pay for some of these items. When I was a neo, when I was like a younger Greek, the items were expensive. So I didn't have a lot of para. I get it. But my prices compared to what other Greek vendors are pricing are so much better. I get why they're looking for like discounts and sales and everything, but I honestly can't give that up right now because I'm a new business. I'm just starting out and I don't have the inventory lying all around for me to do everything myself. I do have to pay my manufacturers and I do have to make a living. I do need to make some money so I can keep creating and keep this business going. So with the prices that I have are kind of it. I can't offer Forever 21 prices and I can't offer Fashion Nova prices just yet. So as much as I wish I could, and maybe with time I can, but I can't. So when I think about how I'm undercharging for Greek products in general, because Greek vendors charge so much, especially for custom made products, you're looking upwards $100 and mine is under 50. I realize that I'm undervaluing myself and that's gotta stop. That's gotta stop. If this is what I really want to do, which it is, and I'm willing to give it my all, and I need to afford samples to keep showing you guys the stuff, because I feel like seeing it on is different than seeing it on a computer generation or like a computer generated model, then things are gonna have to change. And again, I guess one of the biggest lessons that I'm taking away from just 1 month of business is that there is no such thing as a get rich quick scheme. Maybe if it's a pyramid scheme, maybe that's when it's get rich quick. But this type of work still takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take a lot of time maybe, to build an empire. And it's going to take a lot of hustling. God, this is the most hustling I've ever done. And you know what? I like to say that I'm good at hustling because I went through law school while having a whole YouTube career outside of it, a blogger career. But this is just another thing to add that just feels like so much time, and it's like you're hustling for your next customer. You're hustling for $1. The entrepreneurial spirit ain't for everyone. I always make the joke that, you know, when an undiscovered rapper is selling their mixtape out of the back of their car, that's how it feels. That's how being an entrepreneur really feels all the time. It's very rare for a business to just blow up automatically on day one. And I was so happy with the positive responses. So if you shopped, or if you shared, if you really saved any of the items, thank you so much. I think that's all I had to get off my chest for this first month of owning my own clothing line, owning my own business. Just talking about my problems and seeing like how I'm able to get over those humps and recognize those issues and still keep going anyway. Proud of myself because I love to quit. I love to quit. Also, I haven't made like a craft and sip in a while, and I do have a new YouTube series that I'm working on. I'm sorry, the shop just took a lot more time than I thought it was going to take. I knew the launch was taking a while, but I didn't think about the months after the launch. But I need to get back to it, and I do want to do a video where I share like my 2020 resolutions, or like my goals, or my plans for the shop, the plans for Alien in the Room, plans in general. I just have a lot of ideas and goals in mind. I really want to see them manifest in 2020. So stay tuned, stay with me on this journey. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.